There we go. Three viewers. The idea here is to do some sort of weekly live stream. This one's a test. I don't know how to interact with anybody either. Up here I see group chat, and here I see comments. I don't know how other people use this group chat. I don't know if the comments happen in real time, like a chat. No, I really don't get this. I used to stream with Ustream.tv. Now that I understood. This, not so much. But if it works, then I guess this can be used. We'll see. I need some sort of feedback. Oh, there we go, Joseph Holland. Apparently this comment section is live. I must apologize. I've never even watched a live stream on YouTube. And I certainly haven't done one, so I don't know exactly how they work. Tell me if something is broken or if the audio's too loud or too quiet. So I guess, yeah, ask me questions. This is going to be the idea, do a weekly Q&A type thing to save me just replying to 50 emails and messages a week about uni. Okay, so yes, this seems to work. I'll ignore this group chat thing I see in the Hangout window. Plans for after university? No. It's a bit of a problem currently. I don't have many plans. I will, of course, be finished this time next year. I can either get a job, which I should be able to do, at least get a minimum wage job in computer science, or I could do a master's, which I'm thinking about. I could do one at Cambridge, but you need to get it first. I probably wouldn't. An error occurred, apparently. Yeah, I'm sorry about the quality. I did a few tests earlier, and I tried with the quality of the bandwidth a little bit higher, and it just wouldn't. My upload speed is really bad. I'm actually streaming from a really old Mac Mini. This is weird to do again. I used to stream a lot. I haven't done it for years. Yeah, but as long as the audio's okay, I always think that's more important. I'm not doing anything visually interesting. Yeah, Cambridge doesn't do that. I know lots of computer science courses at other universities include like some sort of year in industry where you spend third year having a job, and then you go back to uni for a fourth year. Cambridge doesn't, not in computer science. I get 3 years, then I'm kicked out to fend for myself. Like I was saying, I could do a master's at Cambridge, but you need to get a first to be able to do it. And I don't think I will. I'm going to try, but even if I did, I don't think I'd want to stay at Cambridge to do a master's. It would be more fun to go somewhere else. Maybe to another country. But then the problem is if I graduate and then go and do a master's, it's then a graduate master's and I have to pay for it myself. So I'd have a year to save up like 6 grand for a master's. But it's an option doing a master's. A job is an option. Or I could take a gap year and do something different. I don't know. Go traveling. Become YouTube famous. Maybe that'll happen. I've been trying for 7 years now, but it's one day. What languages Um, Not too many. First year we did, which ones were in first year? ML, which is it's a functional language that nobody's heard of outside of Cambridge. It's very similar to Haskell, which is a bit more popular. Um, it's to most people it's completely useless as a language, but they teach us, instead of just teaching us lots of languages, they teach us every style of language. So then we did Java. So ML was functional, Java was object oriented. We did Java again second year. Java is like the biggest one we do. We learn Java in a lot of detail. We also did Prolog this year, which is a declarative language. Um, what else have we done? We did C and C++, um, because C is quite important to know, I think. Was that it? That might be it. Um, but the point of all of these courses is not to just teach us how to program. They try to teach us more fundamental things about programming languages. We have a course called Semantics of Programming Language, which is more just like programming language theory. We kind of work with made up languages in the whole course. We don't just learn how to write a programming language. I mean, we learn how to like make a programming language if we wanted to do that ourselves. That's the kind of stuff we learn. So then it makes it easy just to pick up any programming language we want. That's the idea anyway. So if you're taught well, um, it shouldn't matter which languages you learn. All the object-oriented ones are almost identical anyway. Like if you look at C# and Java, um, they're like the same language almost in a lot of ways. What other universities did I apply to? I applied to Edinburgh, Nottingham, York, obviously Cambridge, and Durham. Durham was my uh, backup choice. What do you call it? The second one. If I didn't get my grades for Cambridge, I'd have gone to Durham. I don't know how tall I am. 5'9", maybe. Interesting theory stuff. Now, I've got to be honest, I'm not a massive fan of theory. I prefer the practical courses. I prefer learning Java, and it's going to be helpful to get a list of all my courses here. Um, I liked the computer graphics and image processing course. Uh, that was quite good. What else did I like? I liked software engineering. I was like the only person in the year to like that, but that wasn't really theory. That was a course looking at failed software projects that had happened in the past, like the London ambulance service from, can't remember the date, 90 something. I think software projects the government have tried to do and failed on. I don't know. I don't have a one specific bit of information I can give you that I've thought was the most interesting thing I've learned. We've learned a lot of stuff in the last 2 years. I thought I would like the course on artificial intelligence, but I really didn't. That one was horrible. I thought I'd hate complexity theory because a course called complexity theory just sounds horrendous, but I actually liked that one. That was probably the most theoretical course that I liked. Um, yeah, it was quite interesting. Um, you want to do Comsci, but you're not great at maths. Uh, don't do it at Cambridge. It's very, our course is very mathematical. Other universities, they teach computer science with very little maths. Depends where you go. We, in first year, the course, it wasn't just computer science. It's 50% computer science, 25% maths, and 25% something else of your choice. And nearly everyone chooses physics. You have to choose a science, like, or you can do psychology. There are a couple of others, but nearly everyone chooses physics. So you spend 50% of the time doing maths and physics with the natural scientists. So we got taught a lot of maths, and then in the 50% Comsci part we had a course on probability, and then this year we had a course called Mathematical Methods for Computer Science, which is all just maths. I've got a light shining on me to make me a bit brighter, but tough. I'm going to be dark. It's not very nice to shine on my face. I'll improve lighting for the next time I do this. I should have got a drink as well. I've got this, but it's warm. I'll do. I don't know what I want to do as a career. I talked about this a few minutes ago. I I always just wanted to go into software development, but I'm thinking now that that might be a bit boring. Who knows? I'll wait and see. I don't have any plans yet. If anyone wants to give me a job if you want to pay me lots of money, I might be interested in about a year. I'm gonna have to start speeding up with these questions. I'm gonna get behind. How delayed is the stream, by the way? This is something I don't know about YouTube. Like it's 20:33 right now. How long does it take for people to hear what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm watching myself and it looks quite like 4 minutes behind maybe. Again, I don't know how old I am. Ask Nathaniel Joe. Queen's College. I mean Queen's College. It was kind of random. I narrowed it down. I wanted I'm going to answer the same questions a million times here, I can tell. Uh, I knew some colleges I didn't want to go to, like the ones that were miles away, and I wanted a college that was on the river because I thought that would be nice. I didn't want to go to a massive one like King's or Trinity. They're more just like a tourist attraction. That's what I thought anyway. I'd never been to Queen's, but it sounded nice. The few pictures on the website, it looked nice, so I went for that one. Too many questions. 46 people watch. I've never had this many people watch a live stream before. I used to only get like 10 to 20 people, if that. Do you actually enjoy life at Cambridge? Sometimes I do. A lot of the time, at times I just have too much work, and I can't enjoy it. First, nearly all the first year, I was just massively stressed and upset. I learned to deal with the work and stop being such a baby second year. So I enjoyed second year a lot more. Just to clarify, I'm now finished for summer. I'm just months behind with the vlogs. I haven't actually just finished for Easter today. I didn't have time to edit them with exams and revision in the other order. So no, I've got the whole summer now. I don't have a job or an internship or anything, so I've just got time to edit the vlogs. So I thought I might as well just save them for now. But yeah, this year I've enjoyed Cambridge more. I kind of think I might enjoy a different university more, but I'll never know, I guess. Maybe I wouldn't have. I'd have hated another university. If someone's going to ask me this, but this is a common question I get. If I got the chance to choose again, would I choose Cambridge again? Yes, even if I completely hated it. Well, I mean, there's a limit, but yes, because of the reputation. That's the main reason why I chose it in the first place. It's one of the best universities in the world, even if I don't like it that much. It's it's good to have a degree from there. It's not that bad. Most people love it. I'm in the minority, not saying that I don't enjoy it all of the time. So don't be put off by me. I think I'm just too miserable about it. What do you think of Downing College, especially for Natsuki? I've no idea. Actually, I could see it from my bedroom window this term. They had a lot of barbecues. You'll see in next term's vlogs. I complain about it every day because I could always smell the barbecue. They had like this public barbecue thing that people could hire and use, and I could smell the barbecue every day, and it just made me really hungry. Um, apart from that, I know nothing about Downing College, nothing at all, I'm afraid. Study tips. Stay off Facebook. I'm not really interested in football. If I ignore your question, it's because I don't want to answer it. Will you be continuing this vlog after graduating? I'll be continuing videos. I've been making videos on YouTube for nearly 7 years now, so I'm not going to stop anytime soon. I don't know what I'll upload once I've graduated though. How much is it each year for the teaching and for general living? Hang on. Well, the tuition fees, like any other uni in this country, are £9,000 a year for EU students. If you're from outside the EU, it's like 20 grand a year, something crazy like that. Maybe a bit less, I can't remember, I don't know. Then at Queen's, everything I say is going to apply to me at Queen's. Every college is different. The room prices are different. This this last year, like second year, I was paying, what was it, £1,200 a term for accommodation. And it's going up even more next year. Next year I'm paying £1,400 a term. They rip us off with accommodation. It works out to be £23 a night. I could get a cheaper hotel. Then we have to pay for food. A meal in Queens is like £3 or £4. I don't go every night though. It's cheaper not to go. Well, it's cheaper to make food yourself, but it's really hard because we have tiny kitchens. It's cheaper to get a Sainsbury's Basics ready meal. Then of course I have to pay for the other meals in the day. Um, then there are a few other things to pay for, other activities you want to do. I can't do all that maths in my head to work out like a yearly cost for you, but there are some prices. How confident in maths would you have to be at Cambridge? I've studied maths and further and found it reasonably easy. If I didn't get A's, should I look elsewhere? Oh my god, lots of people are asking questions. If you want to do maths and you didn't get A's, then yes, look elsewhere. They're not going to be interested if you at Cambridge. If you want to do maths at Cambridge, you need A stars in maths at A level. If you want to do computer science, they still really want an A star in maths, and they'd prefer an A star in further maths. But maybe if you're really good at computer science, maybe you could get away with a bit less. Don't take anything I say as like official advice. I'm not an admissions tutor. I don't know. I'm just guessing at everything. Um, and I don't know about other subjects with maths. I'd say in normal maths you need at least an A for computer science. Even if you ignore what they want to let you win, if you weren't capable of getting an A or above in the normal maths A level, like not further maths, then you would just really struggle, I'm afraid, at Cambridge because it is a very mathematical course. Often people forget that. the entry requirements like that are, they're not just because they want the best people, it's kind of for your own good as well, because you're just going to like hate your life if you cheat your way into Cambridge by like tricking people into thinking you're better than you are. Then you're really not going to enjoy 3 years of trying to study something that you maybe would have been, I don't know, maybe you'd have been happy somewhere else. Anyway, let me get on with answering other questions. Should I go to a community college first if I have a 2.4 GPA? I don't know what that means. Okay, the stream is quite behind, I think. Oh no, maybe it's not. No, I take that back. It is for me. Maybe I just got slow internet. What made me pick Cambridge over Oxford? Because it's better. No, seriously, for computer science, I went to both. I actually went to a summer school at both. So I spent a week doing computer science at Oxford and Cambridge before I applied. And Cambridge have a nicer computer lab. It's much bigger. They take way more students every year for ComSci. It is closer to home, slightly, Cambridge, compared to Oxford. It seemed a little bit more modern to me and less like old-fashioned and traditional. And I really don't care much for all of the crazy old traditions at these universities. So if they're going to be a bit more modern and up to date, that sounded better to me. Um, weren't too many other reasons I chose Cambridge. If I'd got an offer from Oxford, I would have gone, but of course I couldn't apply there as well. Is doing further maths AS in a second year advisable? Um, I'm not sure. Maybe they they tend to like people doing further maths for computer science because, like I keep saying, it's quite a maths-based course. So it really helps to have done further maths at A level. Um, yeah, I don't know. I can't give I can't tell you what to do in situations like that. I get I get messages a lot on YouTube and on Facebook and emails. People just basically wanting me to tell them what to do, and I can't. It's not for me to say. I can't give you good advice because I don't know who you are really, and I'm not the admissions tutor at Cambridge. I'm not your teacher. I can just like tell you about my own experience. What do you mean? Am I allowed to go to a different college? Maths books. For the maths degree, I have no idea, and for computer science, I have no idea. I didn't read anything before I started. It's a bit of a lie, actually. I haven't got it up here, but I read most of a book on cryptography. It was about Colossus, the thing they built during the war to break codes. To be honest, it was a really boring book. I don't recommend it. But I said in my personal statement that I read it, so then I had to read it in case they asked me about it in my interview, which they didn't, thankfully, because I wouldn't have known what to say because I was reading it but not really taking much in. This is what they tell every reading list has this in for computer science, the new Turing Omnibus. It's look at I've got a bookmark in here. I got up to page 36 out of 450. That's how far I got with this. They told us to read this before starting Cambridge. I I hope I never get into trouble for some of the advice I give, but you really don't need to read this. For someone who hasn't studied computer science at university, at least for me, this was too complicated. I didn't know what it was about. Well, I did, but it was just too hard. Like this page I stopped at was on the minimax method, and we only learned that like as part of the degree last term, like in May. I learned this in May this year, so there's no way I could have understood it while I was still doing A levels. I think it puts people off, if anything. I mean, it's just unless you really, really love computer science, like really hardcore theory, and you know all about this stuff already, it's an awful thing to read because it's just too hard to understand. So, yeah, I read that cryptography book which I hated, but I only read it because I wrote on my personal statement stupidly before I read it. And I read 30 pages of this because I got told to, but then gave up because I just didn't understand it. So did everyone else. None of my friends had read it. And it really doesn't matter. For other subjects, I don't know what you need to read. Find a reading list. I'm sure they exist. Was it possible to apply to more than one college, like Cambridge colleges? No. You can submit an open application, but then they just decide which college to send your application to. Otherwise, you just choose one. I wouldn't recommend an open application. You'll just end up at a college nobody else wants to go to, and there's usually a reason why. Like, you might be happy at 20 of the 30 colleges, but there will be some you won't be happy at. So just choose one. Just make a decision and apply to one of them. View on halls, like formal halls, like dinner. Be specific with your questions, everyone. I don't know if that's what you're asking about, but I'll answer that question anyway. They're fun sometimes, but like some colleges they do them like every day, and they do them in place of just regular meals. And formal hall is where you have to wear a gown and a suit, and they're like 2 hours long, and you get a three-course meal, and it's served to you, and it's all very posh. It's cool at first, but the novelty wears off quickly. It did for me anyway. But it's still quite fun if you go with friends or if you go for an occasion. But I would hate to do that every day, and I'd hate it if I couldn't just have a normal meal because they had formal hall on. At Queen's, there's a computer science formal every Wednesday. That's kind of fun. All the computer scientists go together. Um, I don't go to all of them. Most people don't. Sometimes I just go to the one at the beginning of term and the one at the end of term. I get a bit sick of all the talk about Komsky. It's like so the whole time I'm awake, 16 hours a day is just talking about computer science. Sometimes I need a break just to like eat dinner by myself and watch Family Guy. What do your friends at Cambridge think of your YouTube career? They all hate it. They hate me vlogging. That's why none of them appear in any of my vlogs. If you had to brag about yourself, what's the one thing you're really good at? Um, oh, there are so many. No, I'm only joking. I don't know. Computer science? I find that I'm okay at many things. Why do people keep asking how tall I am? I don't know how tall I am. It doesn't make any difference to your application to Cambridge. That'd be quite funny. But people often just like want to know exactly what I did in my interview and in my personal statement. They want to be the same height as me as well. I don't know. Sorry, I don't know how tall I am. Are there many Russians in Cambridge? Yes. I don't know how. I don't have statistics like that. Did you struggle to adjust to university life doing everything on your own? I struggled to adjust to the workload of Cambridge, um, but it's not difficult to live at Cambridge. All you can have all your meals made for you. We have someone clean our room every week. Some colleges they'll even do your laundry. Everything's done for us. It's nice, but it's bad for us. We don't learn how to cope. Other universities, they get a year in halls where they have to clean their own room and make their own food, and then they get kicked out second year and have to find a house. We get nice cleaned accommodation in college for 3 years, so I never learned these things. So no, that aspect of it, I didn't find it hard to adjust to. I mean, it was hard moving away from home, but I was too busy with work, crying over all the work I had to worry about that. Do you know people who went to Cambridge with just 4 A levels? Just 4 A levels? A lot of people seem to have done like 4A2 with a couple extra AS or more. It's not just 4 A levels. 4 A levels is loads. Most people just do 3 A levels. 4 AS, 3 A levels. I did four. I didn't drop any at AS after AS, so I did 4A2 as well. Technically, I did five. I did critical thinking as well. I did the AS and A2. That's a long story. Maybe I'll save that for next week. Um, but I got a B, I think, in it, so I didn't have it aggregated, so I don't actually have the qualification. So Cambridge never found out about that one. Um, 4 A levels is more than enough. How are the ladies there at Cambridge? Clever, I guess. What UMS average percent did you get? Both the three most relevant in total. I worked out my average a few months ago because somebody asked, and I think it was 95.6%. Or 95 points. Is there a percent on the end? Yeah, that number. Um, I don't know what the average. This person told me the average for successful applicants was 95. So I was like, I wonder what mine was. I don't know if that's true. I've never found out. It seems high to me. I thought I did really well. I wouldn't worry if yours isn't that high. Have you ever failed an exam? I've never failed. I have got less than A's though. Jake, why are you such a lad? I was born this way. The return of the old JakeWhite.net live streams. This is not going to be the same as the old live streams. This is just going to be Cambridge Q&A. Not like the old days of Hash Jake. Why did you decide to start vlogging? I don't know. I can't remember. I think I was inspired by Casey Neistat. He is quite a cool guy on YouTube. Some people have noticed that I copy off him a bit. Oh, that I just remembered 20 minutes ago someone asked me, who is your biggest inspiration on YouTube? On Twitter. Are they watching? Do I need to tweet a reply to this? I'll do that later. Maybe Casey Neistat? I don't know, it keeps changing. New YouTubers come along. Do you enjoy knowing your school has so much history? You mean Cambridge? Yeah, I guess. Is it true some people do better in college than in high school? Because I'm scared to do calculus in college because I kind of have trouble in college. Probably people do better in all stages of their academic career. Don't be put off if you want to do something, just work hard. I had my upload speed can't cope with higher quality. I'll try to make it better for next time. I've liked computer science, I don't know, since we got a computer. Um, in reply to the when did you notice you love vlogging and computer science. I only started vlogging a year ago. Started making videos. I started making videos before we got a computer actually. I used to edit on tape. I literally did that. I'm gonna make a video about like my whole history of video creation actually at some point. Is this a Marcus IKEA chair? Yes, it is, and I love it. I I've had this for quite a few years now. It's a very nice chair. I'm very pleased with it. Haven't got the arms on it. I prefer it without arms. Is your IRC and live stream coming back? Uh, Maybe, probably not. I might do this. This seems to work. I'm certainly not streaming 24/7 like I used to. More theoretical than most, Cambridge course. Yes, it is. It is very theoretical, far too theoretical. I hate it. I wish it was more practical. No, that's a bulb on the dresser over there. Yeah, I know there's a different way to stream than using Hangouts. Um, I'm streaming from my old Mac Mini, and I got this in 2008. Yeah, so it's pretty old. It's running OS 10.7. It's struggling a bit. It's because I wanted to use this camera, which is a FireWire camera, and I don't have a FireWire to Thunderbolt adapter. I have nothing else except my Mac Mini in here to connect it to. So I got that back out from the box, and this is the only thing I could get working, and it would only work in Chrome as well. It's doing the job as long as you can hear me. It's okay. Hello, guy from Germany. Oh, my video about when we went to Germany will be coming out on the 22nd of September. I am really sorry for the massive delay. Can't speak. It's because I'm timing it with the release of the whole thing that it's about as well. I keep saying I can't tell you much about it. That's still the case. We're nearly done. Fingers crossed September. It's going to be cool. 74 people watching. This might be a weekly thing for until I go back to Cambridge in October. Will there be more vlogs? Yes. 2 weeks today it will be Cambridge vlog number 26, the first one of term 3. I should have been able to edit that by then. Next Friday instead of just having just a week break since it's Easter. Next Friday will be a vlog from when I went to Turkey 2 weeks ago. Bit mixed up with the dates things happened, but sorry. Oh, you watched me from before my vlogs? Cool, thanks. Most of my subscribers have been from the last year, I think. It's since I got a massive boost in views and subscribers since I did that GTA video about the map. It was a year ago today, actually. I pre-ordered GTA 5. Yeah. For everyone who's just like subscribed recently for my vlogs, I have 6 years of videos from before that. Some of my really old ones are private now. Like my first ever video is private because it is just so terrible. But yeah, I've been making videos for a lot longer than the vlogs. If you could study computer at any other university instead of Cambridge, would you? No. As I said earlier, Cambridge has it's just such a good university in terms of the reputation. I couldn't give that up. I'm coming to study engineering in Cambridge in October. Do you think that I should buy a bike or should I start without one and see if I need a bike? I started without one. I did first term without one. Then I found that I needed one. I would. Well, it depends where you're from. If bikes in Cambridge cost a fortune. Two of my friends, they bought a bike. They both bought a bike in Cambridge because we all started without them, and they both paid £250 ish for their bikes. I just waited and got one when I came back home, and I got a second-hand one here for £25, and it has been a few problems. Like the handlebars came out. That wasn't great, but it fixed it. Actually, my bike now, it's a combination of two bikes. The second one was the same price. But yeah, it's if I would avoid getting one in Cambridge because they cost a fortune, unless you live in an expensive area anyway. But whether you should get one before you go, you can always do without a bike. It's just a bit more difficult. Like, look on a map, find out where your department is and how long it takes to walk there from college. Like the computer science lab is a 30-minute, 25-minute walk from Queens. I still actually walk a lot of days. I like all the I vlog a lot on the way there and back because I prefer walking to cycling. It's more relaxing, some time to myself. A bit of a break from work. It's up to you. I went the first term without a bike. I know people who went first year without a bike. You can do it. Oh, I already told everyone which universities I applied to: Edinburgh, York, Nottingham, Durham. What subjects did you take at GCSE and what grades did you get in them? And have you got any tips for starting A levels? I'm taking maths, further maths, physics, and computing. Oh, same A levels as me. Good choice. Oh, GCSEs. I need to make like an FAQ page with stuff like this on. My GCSE results. I did the usual like science, maths, English. I did ICT, but it wasn't a GCSE. It was an OCR national certificate thing, whatever it was called. I got 5 A stars and 3 A's. I didn't do many GCSEs. My school just didn't offer many. It doesn't really matter though. It's not relevant to anything. Obviously, your GCSEs matter to you, but it matters to, yeah, you shouldn't worry about what I got. Do you walk around the grounds thinking that great minds attended the school and did great work there? I tend not to. I mean, at first it's like, wow, this is so cool, I'm at Cambridge. But when you live there, the whole novelty of it being Cambridge, it wore off for me. And now it's just the place that I live for half the year. It's not something that goes through my mind as I'm walking around all the time. I'm I'm just going for dinner. When I'm walking to McDonald's and walk past King's College, I mean, the first few times when I started, it was like, oh my God, it's King's College. Look at how amazing it is. Look at the chapel. Let's take lots of photos like a tourist. But I've seen it hundreds of times now. You get used to being in Cambridge. Don't get me wrong. It's not like I take it for granted, but I don't have this reaction every day when I'm walking around. Next vlogs will be 2 weeks today. Is Cambridge life expensive? It depends what you compare it to. I think it's really expensive because compared to up here in the north, it costs a fortune. GCSEs sometimes matter. If they've got two applicants where they can't decide between them, I think then they look at GCSEs, but generally not too important. I think you just need to do well at GCSE. They don't have like specific requirements for GCSEs. As I keep saying, don't take this advice as official, proper advice or anything. I'm just guessing at things. I'm not an admissions tutor. Don't blame me if you don't get in. OpenGL or DirectX 11. I don't know. I don't know about that stuff. Is there enough free time while studying? I mean, to go out from time to time to get a bit relaxed. Yeah, there can be. First year I found I had no free time, but that was just because I was rubbish at managing my time and working efficiently. Second year I got better at it. If you weren't doing Comsci, would you get a degree in? I used to think I'd do maths or physics instead, but now having done physics last year and seeing the maths course from friends doing it, I'm really glad I'm not because I would have hated it. So if I wasn't doing computer science, I'd, don't know, just get a job, be a mechanic. I don't know what I'd do if I wasn't doing Comsci. I planned to do Comsci since I was 13. Oxbridge go on about financial support all the time. If your laptop decided to die or something, would they help with the cost to fix or replace if you couldn't afford to? It's complicated. No, but if like they don't have any official thing in place for something like that, they have bursaries, but it's not for if your laptop dies. It's like you can apply for a bursary from college at the beginning of the year you if your household income is not very much. It works in a very similar way to student finance. And then they take about 3 months looking at your application and eventually tell you if you're going to get a bursary or not. Um, if you're doing Comsci and your laptop did die, you might be able to talk to your director of studies and maybe borrow one. There isn't an official like protocol I can tell you about for some situation like that. There's nothing official that would happen. The financial support is just for like more general things, just for like life. If your household income is low, if you're poor, you get given more money. If you can't afford the accommodation, not if you spill coke over your laptop. Web development, we don't do any. I love it. I do loads myself, but we don't do any at Cambridge. Um, Advice for someone going into the first year, I don't know. Say yes to things, get involved a lot. Might be coming to Cambridge this year if I get my grades. What's the worst thing about Cambridge, would you say? All the work. It's so much work. What do you think of St. John's? If you had to choose, where would you rather go? There or to another place? The college, there's a saying in Cambridge, everyone said I'd rather be at Oxford than St. John's. People just like, it's a joke to hate everyone at St. John's. It's a lovely college, actually, and it's much cheaper than Queen's. I've stayed there. I did a summer school at Cambridge. I stayed at St. John's. It's a nice college. Nothing wrong with St. John's. Just everyone else will hate you because that's just the tradition. It's all just a joke, though. Really, no one would really hate you. There's going to be a Cambridge room tour soon. I videoed it months ago. I haven't edited it yet though. And I'll do another one of my desk here for this year since I've done one every year for like the last 5 years. Advice making a website, EPQ, HTML, CSS. No, I don't know. I don't know what to say to that. Again, be specific with your questions. No, I'm not going to stay at Cambridge for a master's because you need to get a first, and I'm probably not going to get a first. And even if I did, I'm sick of Cambridge. 3 years is more than enough. I want to go somewhere else just for a change. Be more exciting. I might go to a different country and do a master's if I do one. I don't know. I've already discussed this. By the way, I'm going to stop this soon. I've been doing it for nearly an hour, I think. 55 minutes. I'll do an hour, a weekly hour stream. I think that'll work well. Um, can you play Xbox/PS3 in Cambridge? No one's going to stop you, but you'll fail if you. So, I don't know. Maybe some people do. I just wouldn't have time. I would like to, But if I took my PS3, I'd be too distracted all of the time and I'd not get any work done. Then you'd have to take like a TV and stuff as well. It's a lot to take. Nothing stopping you, but I don't know anybody who does. I saw one person actually have one in Queens. He was a year above me, I think. Older anyway. Do you intend to do some other YouTube content slash game? I'm going to do more programming tutorials very soon because they're quite popular. Have you ever been recognised by prospective applicants visiting Cambridge? I've been recognised by a few students at Cambridge and a bouncer at one of the clubs. He's going to be in one of my videos from next term. He told me that I have to mention him in a video or he's going to bar me from the club. That was really funny. So I'm now friends with a bouncer called Matrix. GCSE results, 5 A stars, 3 A's. A-level results, 4 A stars. And an A in RE. And a non-aggregated B in critical thinking. Thanks, I'm glad you like the vlogs. Do you miss high school? Secondary school, no, I never enjoyed it. Sixth form, I went to a different school because my secondary school didn't have a sixth form. I absolutely loved that. I really missed that. I enjoyed that more than university. How did you choose your college at Cambridge? Jesus Christ, I knew I'd end up answering the same questions a few times. I ruled out all the ones I knew I didn't want to go to. I knew I wanted to go to one on the river, then I just picked one at random. Basically, Queen's sounded nice. It turned out to be reasonable. Yes, I'm going to do more HTML tutorials. I'm going to do more CSS tutorials. I'm going to do more PHP tutorials. I'm going to do JavaScript tutorials. Maybe I'll do some other languages, but that's what I've got planned for now. No, I don't have a girlfriend. Um, Self-teach further maths if your school doesn't offer it. You can try. I've heard it's tough to do that, but go for it. It's definitely a good subject to do. Cambridge really like it. Starting AS computing in September. Want to start learning a programming language which would be most relevant to the course. It depends on your school. I think they can choose which programming language you do. We did Visual Basic, which was awful. I already knew how to program when I did A-level computing, so I had no trouble with Visual Basic. But it's not, people don't use that in like industry. Java is a good generic language to learn. I've heard Python is a good one to learn first, although I don't know Python. Um, what else is the C sharp is a nice one. I like PHP. Comskis at Cambridge usually hate PHP because it's like this crazy weekly type language which just guesses things for you and it's a bit weird. I like it. Let's move on. Oh, I need to scroll up. Jesus Christ, there are quite a few here. No, I don't know any other Cambridge vloggers. I met one girl. She's going to be in a vlog actually next term. I met her on the way home once, and she made like one vlog about going to Cambridge and then videoed some more, but she said she never uploaded them. And oh, I've forgotten her name. I'll have to find the video where I meet her. I'm sorry, person, girl. Can't remember her name. What disco lights do I have? They're all in the loft actually, and one's in that cupboard. Bit of a strange question, but I have a really old light sequencer which I got for a birthday once. Which birthday was it? It was like my 8th birthday or something. Then I got a wildflower. I've got a strobe light. I've got a megapower profile. I've got a par 36 spotlight. Yeah, I think that's it. I'm gonna buy another light actually, maybe. Another megapower profile, one of the LED ones, because in Freshers Week next year, every year there's a party in Stephen Fry's old room in Queens, and two of my friends are living in his room next year, so they're going to be doing the party. Um, and by them I mean me, and I'm going to try to live stream it as well. So I'm going to buy lights and speakers and make it like the best party in Stephen Fry's room that Queens has ever had. Unfortunately, I have a feeling college is not going to give us permission. They usually don't, and then it gets shut down. I don't know. We'll see. I think it's an exciting idea. Stream to the whole world a party in Stephen Fry's room. We'll see. If people want to talk to an admissions tutor until this Sunday, there's a live thread on Student Room titled "Ask an Admissions Tutor." Oh, cool! I didn't know that. Cool. Everyone, go for it. Ask admissions tutors instead of me. Give me a minute. I've got a call. I applied to Queen's first time around, but I got rejected after interview. I get at least A star, A star, A star, A, most likely grades achieved. I think I might reapply, same A levels as you. Do you think I would have a likely chance? I was thinking, Christ, this is a tough decision to make. Personally, I wouldn't have reapplied because I wouldn't have wanted to take a year off. I would have just wanted to go to another university. I would be like, well, if they don't want me, I don't want to go there. I also think if you didn't, if you weren't good enough the first time, what's going to have changed? But people, it does work for people. People do reapply and get in. I can't say if you're likely to or not. I really don't know. Favorite panel show? 8 out of 10 cats. How smart do you have to be for computer science? I think once you get to university level, it's more hard work because I don't see why most people couldn't. Anyone could learn some of this, most of my degree. You just need to be prepared to put the work in, like a lot of work. Again, no, I don't have a girlfriend. Do more vids about PHP. Okay, I will. How do you handle time management at Cambridge? I never know how to answer questions about time management. I don't know. I just do. You wake up, you do work. You don't do too much that you miss stuff. Don't know. Be specific. I don't know what job I want. I always wanted to be a software developer, but I'm not so sure anymore. What club slash societies are you a part of? This year, I'll be honest, I did nothing. First year, I did ballroom and Latin dancing. I did a bit of trampolining. I used to trampoline loads years ago. I was quite good. I think there's a video on YouTube of me doing it, but I stopped because I was hurting my knees a lot. This year I was really lazy. No, I don't know Python. Ubisoft or EA? I don't know either. I tend to use Sublime Text as my text editor. For web developing, I use Sublime Text. I just write the code in that. Favorite language, PHP. Further maths extremely important. My school doesn't offer it. Can I put chemistry in place of it? It's fairly important for computer science at Cambridge, but it's not necessary. Not everyone has done it. People from other countries often have they haven't done much maths compared to people who've done maths and further maths at A level, and they end up being fine. I mean, it's helpful, but it's fine if you haven't done it. If your school doesn't offer it, then it's not your fault. If your school does offer it and you choose not to take it, then they're like, why didn't he take it? Maybe he's not very good at maths. I, that's not what I always thought anyway when I was applying. I think if you can do it, do it. But if it's not an option, don't worry too much about it. Again, not official advice. How old am I? I'm 20. Do you smoke? No. Do you have any plans for the future? No. Did you ever know about the student room? Yes. The student room was brilliant for answers after maths exams to see how many I got right. I would come out of maths A levels and redo the paper. And then I'd come home. I think the guy was called Mr. M. He'd always post the answers on the student room about an hour later. I'd check mine and I'd basically work out my exact score for every maths module. Cambridge football team, I don't know. I'm not interested. It's a shame that so few girls, women are interested in computer science. It's like 10% at Cambridge-ish, I think. Girls, 90% boys. I wish it was 50-50. Do you have a boyfriend? No, I don't have. I was going to say I don't have any friend. I do have friends, but I don't have a girlfriend or a boyfriend. Do you want to study abroad? I might like to do a master's abroad. That could be fun. You ever thought about learning Spanish? It's crossed my mind, but I'm probably not going to. I've always been useless at learning languages. I did French up to GCSE level, but I can't say much more than I went to the cinema last weekend with my friends. Afraid of my student loan debt? No, because I don't have to pay it unless I'm earning money. I'm never gonna end up going to like a loan shark to pay it off. Okay, I've been doing this for more than an hour now. If you still got questions, I'm sorry. I'll answer them, save them for next week. I'll do the same thing again. Maybe midweek if I'm really bored. But Friday night seems like a reasonable time to do this. Thank you everybody for watching and making this work. I'll try to be a bit more competent with my live streaming skills with YouTube next week. I'm sorry if I didn't answer your question. Um, I hope I helped if I did. If I can, I'll post this to YouTube. I don't know how that works either. This is something else I'm going to learn right now. But yeah, thanks for watching everyone. And again, next Cambridge vlog, 2 weeks today. Intermediate holiday vlog, 1 week today. Another video coming on Tuesday, possibly a video about Cambridge supervisions. Special video because you actually see one of my supervisions, real life supervision, never before seen. There aren't any like real ones on Cambridge that aren't just faked. If I can get it done, that is coming on Tuesday. Cool. Thanks for watching.